Hi, I'm Lynn. I'm a scene kid. Well, emo scene kid, same thing. Same thing, different day. Like, not the same thing. I am joking with you. Anyways, I'm gonna talk to you the most important parts about being like scene. Scene, emo, whatever. I'm gonna say scene though because it's what I am, so it's what I know the most about. So I'm just gonna tell you like the most important things that you need to know if you want to be seen. Okay, number one, it's gonna be the music. If I'm gonna be honest with you, the music is probably it is a really big part in like the scene community and like just mostly every alternative community ever to exist. So there are a bunch of bands that I could recommend that isn't like the mainstream. Like Broken Side's good, but they're mainstream as well. The Millionaire's good, but also mainstream. So is 303. They're great, I'm not even gonna lie. But they're pretty mainstream, and if you want to get more deep down, I would say there are a ton of other bands you can go support and listen to, which include the Electric Diorama. I would say An Evening at Elmwood. Hello Monday. Hello Monday's good. I like Hello Monday. I mean, I Set My Friends on Fire is pretty good too, but they're like up there. I'll probably put more here because I can't think of them on the top of my head. But yeah, there are a bunch of like genres that it doesn't have to be crunkcore. Crunkcore is a big like part of scene music, but it's not all of it. So you don't need to listen to like crunk music to be seen. And the second thing I have to say, like the second most important thing about being a scene kid is where to shop. You can't shop from fast fashion. Sorry. Thrift stores will be your lifesaver. Shirts, $5. Pants, $5. Every piece of clothing there is literally like $5. Like, don't shop from places like Shein, Temu, AliExpress, etc. Like, the best places to shop are probably thrift stores or like Hot Topic, Spencer's, because you can find like jewelry, studded belts, stuff like that. Okay, so if you're not like the richest or you're not as lucky as others, that's fine. You can shop at thrift stores and get cool clothes. I get most of my clothes at thrift stores. I have a list of like stores you can shop from if you just want to shop from online. I'll probably put them here as well because I don't really have them off the top of my head, but I will put them here so you can know where to find nice clothes and clothes that you'll actually wear. The next thing I'm gonna say is like the biggest part about being seen is probably the hair. Like the emo fringe I have going on here. Usually people will tease it or spike it. You can do whatever you want. Watch tutorials, cut your hair yourself. I cut my hair myself with an eyebrow razor. Did it take me like a year to perfect it? Yeah, and that's totally fine. It doesn't need to take you the first time you do it. It's progression. You have to evolve like with how you cut your hair. You have to find out how you like your hair to be cut. Like it's not something you immediately know. And I wouldn't say go into like an actual hairstylist because usually they don't cut your hair the way you want it. So dye your hair yourself unless you can. Okay, I'm actually not gonna advise that, but it's a big part, okay? I wouldn't say you need to like actually have your hair, I wouldn't say you need to actually have your hair like a colorful color, because if you're not allowed to do that, don't. Like don't like brown haired scene kids or actually like brown haired blondes. Like I love the hair so much when they do it because it just looks so nice and like authentic. Also, what I'm gonna say is do your research when it comes to like being seen, because there's a lot of misinformation which I will get in about at the end. It's like the last thing I have on my list. Personally, I like to take inspiration from like scene kids that actually went like through the MySpace era and stuff like that, because I don't know, I find them more authentic and more, you know, when you look at them you just want to be seen and like you want to like do what they did. My biggest inspo, which is, you know, Amber is Dead, she's my favorite. She's now like a very popular MySpace, like, I mean not MySpace, scene kid like staple, I guess. But she wasn't like a scene queen, you know. A scene queen would probably be like Kiki Cannibal, Hannah Beth, you know, stuff like people like that. I would also include, I mean, he's not really a girl, but Jeffree Star, he was big, you know. And I feel like everybody should know that. And if you want to take inspo from modern day scene kids, I'm gonna go into a different thing. On Insta. Usually, when you're on Insta and you're scrolling through scene kids and like they're the more popular ones, usually they'll be in a scene kid perfectionist group. This includes of like the VIP dolls and like, I don't know, like some other groups. They can be really toxic. They talk bad about other scene kids. It's like when they bring the old MySpace back, because scene kids used to have like groups of like just who can be better and like stuff like that, like perfectionist groups where they really didn't really like each other. They'd hate on each other and hate on other scene kids and other scene queens that like just were posting photos and posting blogs and stuff like that. I wouldn't say join those groups. If you have the chance, don't. I think it's toxic. They talk bad. Just from what I've seen, usually they can be very controversial, so I wouldn't recommend going into those. But you can take inspo from those people. I mean, like, do what you want. Now, here comes the most misinformation about scene kids, like misinformed stuff you might hear when you first become scene. Number one, scene kids, scene is a poser subculture. Every time I hear scene kids say this, it breaks my heart into little bitty pieces, okay? Good band name. But when I hear that, it upsets me, because the only reason why scene kids were called a poser subculture was due to the fact that they were dressed in more colorful colors, and it actually, like, it was like more of a hardcore scene. Like, the scene name came from hardcore scene, by the way. And men who were in that scene saw women in colors and, you know, bright and more feminine clothes, and immediately called them posers just because they were in brighter clothes but listened to the same music. That's where that deprived from. It deprived from misogynistic beliefs. So do not call scene a poser subculture. It's just wrong and overall misinformation. And then also the deal with like scene kids are just bright, colorful, and have over-exaggerated accessories. They can, but not really. They used to wear like, you know, like black skinny jeans with studded belts and like bracelets here and there, necklaces here and there, and like a bunch of like lace camis and tank tops and stuff like that. So if you're really looking for like inspo on that, just like research more about it and actually look at like the scene queens today and the scene queens back in like the MySpace era. Another like big misinformation that you will hear a lot is that scene kids were rude, so now we have to be rude. No. Just because scene kids were rude in the 2000s doesn't mean you have to be rude now. Why are we bringing back a toxic environment for kids? Because usually the scene kids are in middle school. They were in like middle school and early high school. Maybe like the scene queens were not, but usually like the scene kids that took inspiration after the scene queens, they were like middle school and like high school. Why are we bringing that toxic environment back into scene culture? Well, the subculture. It's weird, and it just overall disappoints me when I hear stuff like that. You don't have to be racist, homophobic, rude, fat shaming. Like, it's gross. It's gross. We're not bringing back those ideologies and the way the scene kids used to think. I don't care how authentic you're trying to be. If you're trying to be that authentic, you're just, honestly, you're just rude. You're just rude and nobody likes you. You're rude, nobody likes you. Try being kind to people. Try, like, if you see like a scene kid you like, or a scene kid that like is just getting started, like, give them advice and don't call them a poser. There's no need, and it's overall just rude and disappointing every time I see it. Like, it disappoints me seeing other scene kids like bullying new ones, or etc. Let people get into the style and let the genre grow. It's not rocket science. If you want to become seen and you want to know tips, tricks, or just advice in general and where to like get stuff, etc., comment down below and I'll help. I'll try to help, and I hope like I can make you want to become seen or something. Anyways, I'm gonna say toodles now, and I'll see you guys later.
Situation, I really love it now. He loves the way that I keep